Hello, hello everyone. On this weekly update, they're going to be a short one. Um, I did receive two books, which I'm going to show you. One was Rasmus's Notebooks by Stephen Gilbert. I've heard of this in Santamp Editions. They are going to make a book and or novel. So I wanted to check it out before buying anything, and so I purchased this book. It's published by Valancourt Books, which is one of the companies that have brought a lot of horror that was out of print, and they've been bringing some good stuff there. I've already read a couple of books from them, and they are not that cheap, to be honest. This book is around 15 euros, so it's a very short novel, but what can you do? The second novel I purchased was Ronald Malfi, The Night Parade. I saw that some people were going to read it, and to be fair, when I saw the synopsis, I enjoyed it. I have not yet read anything by Malfi, but I'm going to read without any doubt next month. I believe it's next month. I'm scheduled to read a book, but this was on sale on Amazon, so I grabbed it. In terms of books that I've read, well, I did finish a couple of novels. The first novel I finished was We Who Remain, which is a post apocalyptic novel by Jacqueline Drucker, which is what she does. She has like 50 novels, 60 novels, I don't know. I have like around 15 of hers. I read two of them, and now I've read this one as well. This one was very fast. I mean, I read it in a couple of days. It's a book about our planet is going to well, we are going to see a comet passing very near of Earth, and it's been split in three. And the first part is just arriving when this story begins. This next one is going to be in a couple of days, and then the big one in 2 weeks. This first one is going to be so small that is grabbed by Earth gravity. The other two are not going to pass, not fall onto Earth, or else it will be a post-apocalyptic scenario, and the first one just passes through as again falls through, as I've said, and some people in a plane are completely liquefied. One of them is the brother of this main protagonist, this woman, and she starts investigating what happened, why this happens, and so it becomes a story of a bit of a mystery in the beginning. It's very heartbreaking, to be honest. It's very dark. She's going through a lot, and then the second one is coming, and all humanity is just wanting to see it. They don't know about this. This has been a cover up because they are afraid that if this comes out, um, people will, well, not behave as we usually do, and so they are not telling everyone what's happening. And this pass, this the family is going to see, and the second goes through United States, and a bunch of people, well, the vast majority of people just disappears, and then starts the second part of the novel. Not disappear, they are liquidified basically. Then starts the second part of the novel, where it basically it's them, the survivors, including our main protagonist, trying to overcome this grief, this anguish. And the third one is coming, and the third one is going to be even bigger, and so all life on planet will be destroyed. But they have a couple of solutions, couple of, and they want to try it. So it's very cool to see this. My great criticism of this book was the page count. I mean, these are 250 pages, but this could have been a book of 400 pages. And sometimes the book is very fast paced, and sometimes people were one place and they are in the other. For example, they are in Ohio, and then they are going to Pennsylvania, um, and they are just there. So it seems in the last 50 pages, the author just wants to get this through, and she doesn't thought this through. Then there is the problem that some complain was the errors on the book or something like that. So let me show you something. So basically, every book, every chapter begins with like this. So the name of the chapter and the place where it is. Like for example, Star Wars, the name of the chapter and the place. But then in the you've got this situation here, Cleveland, Ohio, and nothing here, and no chapter. And I thought, okay, maybe this is the 13th chapter, but no, 13th chapter is here. So this basically was just uh, uh, another story, another place, but within the chapter. And sometimes he does that. He goes in the same chapter two places at once. So and this time it didn't work. And what I mean by this is that this is not one-time situation. This kind of errors appears everywhere. So, for example, this one you see it's correct. So, end of the chapter or end of the part of the chapter, and then the place, and then story continues. Um, and there are some errors that I've noticed, and I'm not even in English native, but I noticed this. So, and I see a lot of people complaining about the editing, about the way it's written. It may uh, it looked like to me it looked like this was done to be a movie like in sci-fi movie, but it wasn't, so it turned out like this. I don't know. The second book, by the way, I gave it 77 out of 100, and I'm going to read Shakundruga. I really love her ideas. Maybe they are not the best presented, best stories, or the best character development, but they are good stories that draws me in. The second novel I read was The Asian Code. Sorry about the glare, by T.S. Falk. This is the first book in the series. There are like 8 books now, and it's a good book about a guy that is basically Indiana Jones. Sorry, let me. Sorry, you had to see a couple of minutes like this. So this book is basically Indiana Jones kind of person who um, goes to Himalayas to find his um, his mentor that has been in Himalayas for some time, and he is dealt to find it. Basically, there is a rich person that tells it, okay, he lied to me, he stole some money, so you go there, you capture and bring him back, and um, I finance your next investigation, next expedition or something like that. And he accepts it. The story itself, it's pretty okay, good if you want to know. I enjoyed the character, the main character. Although there are some situations I didn't enjoy. The story itself, it's interesting. Okay, so basically we've got this kind of the professor finds like a ball of platinum which didn't corrode, didn't was perfect in size, perfect in place, and so on. And so he brought it up to this this entrepreneur, and he tells him, "Okay, I want money. I will find it more and give you something, and the discovery of this ancient civilization will be mine, and so on." So that's fine. I mean, they are entrepreneurs, so they have to have some money back. Um, but what was the problem here? So basically, most of these thrillers that involve hidden civilizations, hidden stuff, they usually don't go anywhere because if it's a solo novel, okay, the story can happen, and the ending can be whatever you want. If you are going to make a series of novels or series of books and so on, the story must continue in the second novel, and by it I mean this discovery of this what they found here was really groundbreaking, and I mean groundbreaking in terms of society would they will, I don't know what will happen. Um, imagine that now we discovered that we are descended from the aliens, something like that. They are just like alien movie tried to tell you. Imagine what religions will change, would collapse upon themselves because of it. Imagine the impact of philosophy or science and so on. So yeah, there would impact will be impact. So usually these kind of stories that deal with thrillers, they don't go anywhere unless they are like set in. I've never seen one that follows this through this series of novels where a discovery impacts the earth. I would love to see that, to see a thriller that because of it, the Angels and Demons or the Da Vinci Code. Imagine the impacts of knowing all of this. What will be the impacts on Earth, on society, on mankind? Yeah. So this book, unfortunately for me, didn't live up to what I expected, and I'm not going to continue reading this unless something changed in my mind. I will not continue. Then there is the way it's written. The main the writer tries to convey some ideas of I'm all for equality and help the refugees and so on, but then the main character behaves contrary to what he thinks. So believes that he believes not. He says that he even says in one point in the mind of the main character that um, she must be there because the only reason she's there is because she's beautiful. Uh, she has all the assets in place, or she slept around or something like that. It's very, I don't know, it's idiotic to think that because in some chapters before he complains about rich people and the money they have, they could cure something, or I know it's like preaching, but then failing in that regard. I didn't enjoy this visual signaling, but at the same time, it's false. So I didn't enjoy that part. So I gave it a 71 out of 100. The next, the next I read was I finished, not next, because this is Refuge by Jeremy Robinson. His name is here, but there are other writers here. There are at least five writers. Well, Jeremy Robinson is one of them, but he co-wrote this with Daniel Boucher, Robert Swartwood, David McPhee, and Kane Gilmore. So there are four more writers here. But his name is on the cover, probably because he wrote the first one alone and because he's the main, the main guy writing this. He wrote Night of the Blood Sky. So basically, this is a story that this town called Refuge is transported into another parallel world or something like that. So they basically they are living in that city or that place, what you want to call it. Not that many people, because most of them have left the city to see the fireworks in the nearby city. But unfortunately, some people stay behind, like sheriff, some people within the city, and so on. So you've got this city here, and basically they are transported. At least that's what I thought it was. They were transported to another place, and that place has similarities with our planet, but they are different. And with each book, and which within each book several times they are transported into another world, and each world is a bit different. So there are worlds where there are giant bees or lizards side of the mountains or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. They are not bees the size of mountains. There are giant bees, lizards. There are even themselves, and other strange, more stranger stuff. So the story has a very big cast, and when I say big cast, I mean, okay, they are mainly 4 or 5 main characters, probably four, but there are a bunch of characters. When it's a bunch, it's like a fantasy kind of bunch. There are a lot of characters, a lot of names being thrown around. I had to write them down, and in the beginning I was okay, let's see what this is, what person it is, and so on. So I usually write stuff like that. This is not the paper, but as you can see here, this is not, this is for vagrant. And there are a lot of people there. And in the fourth novel and the fifth novel, it was a bit confusing, but they had to finish out all the these minor plots, because there are a lot of plots within that story. There are a lot of side plots, side quests, whatever you want to call it. The first one is the introduction of the characters and the place and so on. The second one is the first time they go around to another place and we're introduced to antagonists. Then there are the third one. The third novel probably was my least favorite, which didn't go anywhere. My favorite was the first one, without any doubt, and the second one was also good. The last one finish up stuff as expected. And if you want to know more about this, imagine, you knew, I hope you remember a TV show that that existed in the 19s and sorry, 2000s, I believe. It was the Sliders. So this is the same thing. They but instead of going those four people to another planet, basic all the that place, that city, that whatever you want to call it, that place is going to another planet. The reason behind, I'm not going to spoil it here, but yeah, as you watch the cover and you understand, if you have not read any thriller novel, well, probably you will be, oh, what is this? But we've seen a lot in our time, and a lot of books, movies, and so on. So you know that they are traveling. They are either traveling time, traveling to another dimension, or maybe things around are changing. You don't know what, but something is happening, and it's cool to see this. I really enjoy this part. I must say that I read the two first stories in a short span, like a couple of days back in May, April, and then May. My goal was, sorry, March and May, March and April. Yes, March and April. Then I was supposed to read in May one, and but I started in May. But the third story was, I was not enjoying that story at all, and so I ended up finishing um, today, because I'm going on holidays. So I had to wrap it up. I want to wrap it up, all the novels I was reading. So I consider these 5 novels in one, or 5 novellas if you wish. But in terms of Goodreads, it's 5 novels or 5 books, because overall they have like 100 pages. So if you want to go there, back in the old days in the 70s and at 67s, 80s, the Dawn books, they had 150 pages and they were in a novel. Nowadays, only books with this kind of massive volume of page are considered a novel. I've seen people saying that 200-page book is not a novel. Well, sucks to be you, because it's a novel. Um, and I enjoyed Jeremy Robson so far. I've read the first book by him, which I read last year, the Younger, not last year, this year, the Younger, and I read only the first one, but then I wanted to try something new. I ended up reading this one, which was a shame because I thought it was only by him, and unfortunately it was not. So I can tell what he wrote in the second to the fifth novella. I know that in the first one also was only him, and I enjoyed that part. So I enjoyed the characterization, but maybe he had the easy part. I mean, the introduction. I don't know, or the because I don't know. What I mean is, I'm going to continue reading his books. I do have a lot of his books, just to show you. Wait, sorry, those this part here are all of his novels. All of these is his novels. So yes, so I will continue wait, can we edit that part out? Probably not. But yes, we'll continue his journey with him, and I will continue reading his books. My goal is to buy less books in the next few months and read more, so I can feel some. Because I'm feeling pressure to finish books, and I don't enjoy that. I'm not enjoying that. I'm not enjoying feeling pressured to read books. We are in August now, and I've read 95 books. If you want to consider, for example, these novellas, but 95 books. I'm reading around 100 pages per day, which is pretty good. But I'm reading smaller books, so I may be feeling some stress of buying more and and reading less. So I'm going to try to commit myself to buy less, buy only a couple of them, probably buy only books from authors that I've read and I've enjoyed, instead of doing what I usually do, like I did with Roland Murphy, which I bought like seven of his novels, not having read one. Then if I don't enjoy it, I will have six novels on my side. So yes, I'm currently reading. I'm currently reading just one book, which is the Clan World of Darkness, the second novel. I'm page 50, uh, and today is Wednesday. I will finish by Friday. I'm also reading this novel here, KJ Parker. The first novel I'm reading by KJ Parker, which is The Mightier than the Sword. They are very beautiful books by Subterranean Press. I have like five of them, and I'm really enjoying. This is fantasy on its pure form. Just started today, so I will be finished probably today. This is very short. I mean, they are 100 pages novella, and my goal is to read all of the novellas by him in the next few months, as in between bigger novels, because I have achieved my goal of reading one almost. I almost finished my goal of reading 100 books this year in August. So my goal is to read probably bigger novels and trying something new and not be affected by that. Let's see what I can do. So far, I'm enjoying this year. It's been a good year of terms of reading. And I hope you guys are enjoying these small book reviews I do, weekly updates. And yeah, thank you and have a great day.